What is going on, nation? My name is Tubby Emu, and we have a tag team match because we're talking about tag teams. What other kind of match would you do a tag team match for to talk about tag teams? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it doesn't have to because I'm on that synthetic pot like Evan Bourne. I'm just kidding. I can't find any. I wish I could. If you have a hookup, let me know. All right, so we're talking about the tag team divisions, guys. If you want to, leave a thumbs up. If you enjoy the video or agree with me, leave a like as well. That's the same thing, just FYI. Alright, so we're talking about Kofi Kingston and R-Truth because it seems as if the WWE is going to pair up R-Truth and Kofi Kingston. Now, I am not completely against this. I feel bad for Kofi Kingston, because he's a guy in the WWE that has been an absolute workhorse for the WWE. He still gets a huge response from the crowd, and yet he never gets pushed. I think one of the best feuds he ever had, and we were talking about this on the live stream with Mr. Hurricane, was his feud with Randy Orton back in 2009, when he spilled the paint all over Randy Orton's car, and they had a pretty epic feud. Other than that, he really hasn't done much, He was a tag team champion with Evan Bourne, and as much as I was kind of against Air Boom, it was a pretty good tag team in an era where the tag teams, aren't around. Back in the day, you had tag teams that came up with each other. They weren't singles competitors put together to be tag teams. They were tag teams, and eventually they went on to be singles competitors. You look at guys like Matt and Jeff Hardy, Bubba Ray and, Devon, now they're, singles competitors, Bully Ray's on TNA, and it almost makes you wonder, why isn't the WWE investing more time or money or effort into finding legitimate tag teams through their developmental, in FCW? And I don't really have an explanation as why they don't, It's kind of disastrous where, Primo and Epico are almost the closest things we have to a legitimate tag team. They have Rosa Mendez, who, oh my God, she's hot as hell, and they're trying to reach the Spanish-speaking audience, as Rosa is told to speak as much Spanish as possible when she's at ringside with Primo and Epico. And I have to applaud the WWE for at least trying. You have the Usos, and I like the Usos, don't get me wrong, but they have not gone over, and it has been more than 2 years now, and there's really nothing more you can do to try to put them over. I mean, if they're not going over already, they tried the Polynesian War Dance. They've tried so many different things with them that it's just not going to happen. You need to bring in fresh tag teams instead of always pairing people up. You had Show Miz, with Big Show and The Miz. You had, Miz and Jericho with Jericho. There are some good tag teams, not necessarily good, but, pretty legit tag teams that have gotten put together. But some of these guys, like R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, I guess they would make an okay tag team and they'd be pretty funny. But they're not what I want to see in the tag team division. I want to see legitimate tag teams that do the high-flying moves, that, do things that we used to see, the Rockers. And I was watching the Shawn Michaels DVD, and watching some of the stuff the Rockers used to do with Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels was awesome. I miss that kind of stuff. And as much as I know the WWE will not rebuild its tag team division, I completely wish it would. It would be awesome to see actual tag teams. I don't want to see singles competitors tagged up with, another singles competitor. I want to see genuine tag teams come up, through FCW. You had Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater, who now separated in singles competition, are horrible. As much as I love Justin Gabriel, don't get me wrong, I love Justin Gabriel, but they're not doing anything as singles competitors. Well, when they were a tag team in Nexus, they actually seemed like a very, very viable tag team, and that was the truth. I actually enjoyed seeing Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, as much as I didn't like them. Even Michael McGillicuddy and David Watonga were a pretty good tag team. They weren't, amazing, and Michael McGillicuddy should be getting a lot more respect and a lot more effort into it than what he is. I wish they would let him be Michael Hennig, but they're not going to let him do it. I'm excited to see what is going to happen. You know what? Maybe the WWE does something with tag team titles, but if they're not doing anything with the mid-card titles, I really don't have much hope for the tag team division. You know what? And besides, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, there really is no other tag teams they can set up. People are talking about possibly doing Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger like you see in the video. I don't see it happening. I can't see it happening, guys. Let me know what you think about the state of the tag team division. Guys, if you could hit that like button, it would really help me out. Tubby out.